What they do. I am Josh Jones, ESQ. Welcome to Beats, Rhymes, and Crimes Live, the number one place to get legal information by the culture, for the culture, about the culture. You know what I'm saying? We're here one more time. We got another show for you. Ali is not going to be here today, so I got a special announcement. We're going to be testing out a new Saturday edition where we'll be talking about some of the biggest stories, reacting to them, clowning a little bit with them, and hopefully getting a lot of your engagement as we talk about those stories. But we still have a great show today that we're going to get into, and we're just going to jump straight in, man. This boy Tyrese is a fool, and he is out here. You know, you always hear about it. It's something. Well, first, let me say thank you to y'all before we go into this Tyrese story. It's super crazy. Welcome, and if it's your first time, especially welcome. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, we appreciate you. We thank you for coming on to Beats, Rhymes, and Crimes Live. Let us know where you're watching from as well. So, as you know, I'm live in the 305 every week, coming to you live from the 305 Miami-Dade County. And Ali, when he's here, he's coming to you from LA, the big city of dreams. So let me know where you're watching from, and we'll shout you out as well. But yeah, man, I don't want to hold y'all, man. This Tyrese dude is a fool. So if you don't know, he had a concert. He was in Atlanta. He was doing a concert, and I'm gonna show you the video, and then we'll break down what you saw in a second. So here we go. How many of y'all know this jam right here? I know a lot of y'all probably know that jam. So I'm going to actually back it up because I don't know if you saw the beginning when the guy whispered in Tyrese's ear, because that's important. We're going to watch this again from the beginning. So Tyrese is on stage. There he is. He's whispering in Tyrese's ear right there. Let him know something. Tyrese is leaving the building, y'all. So Tyrese did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He definitely did his thing. He was performing. If you're from that generation and you know that jam, how you gonna act like that? How you gonna act like that, Tyrese, man? He had 3 songs left to go. But if you saw the guy whispered in his ear, he told him that there was a process server who was there to serve him with a lawsuit. So Tyrese, instead of finishing the concert and risking being served with papers from a lawsuit, left his own concert with 3 songs left to go. I would say that is the worst thing in Atlanta, but if you've been paying attention, you heard Anita Baker canceled the concert. A lot of people was in the audience. So he's not the worst, but people are speculating what this could be about, whether it's related to a lawsuit involving his ex-wife or another lawsuit involving another record executive from Atlanta named Brian Barber, who's suing Tyrese for defamation and libel. So we've talked about it a little bit before. Defamation is when you make false statements about someone to third parties, and it damages their reputation. So Brian Barber, who is one of those people in the industry that you may or may not know of, Clark Atlanta University graduate, he was going crazy a little bit earlier this year talking about the Freaknik documentary. He was speaking out against that based on who made it. Yeah, so Tyrese had gone on to the Breakfast Club and other platforms and made statements about footage that Tyrese said that Brian Barber was holding hostage. So Brian's suing him for defamation. And then also, he's going through everything with his ex-wife. So there could be some child support related issues that was being served. So nobody knows exactly what was being served for, but they do know that he escaped to Kuwait. So Tyrese ended up posting pictures on Mother's Day and said he was in Kuwait. So he got up out of here without getting served. But remember, getting served doesn't mean anything. It just means that you need to respond so that you don't get a default. However, evading service is not going to help you. Okay, if you evade service, it's very likely that whoever is bringing the lawsuit against you will serve you with some type of substitute process of service, which is going to be just as good if they can explain that they tried to serve you, you evaded the service. This is video evidence of evasion of service. And typically, you'll see where you can serve somebody by publication, meaning posting it like in a newspaper. Um, Oftentimes, through the Secretary of State, they'll accept service of process for people who are evading service and things of that nature. So, just because you got up out of there does not mean that you're not going to end up being served. So, the best thing to do is, you know, take the service. It is what it is, and then fight it from there. So you're only delaying what's going to eventually end up happening by the evasion of the service. So Tyrese might have escaped to live another day, but now he's got to keep worrying about, dang, where's the process server? What's going on? Or are they going to serve me some kind of other way? You know what I'm saying? So it's better to just go ahead and just let them do what they got to do, so you can keep it moving as well. All right. Now, another big story. So first the fighters got to it, but now the lawyers is getting to it. You know what I'm saying? So you hear in the talk, let me know in the chat. Did you see the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight? It was a big fight, I guess about a month ago now, where Devin Haney was the champion. Ryan Garcia came in 3.5 pounds overweight, so he ended up having to pay $1.5 million to Devin Haney for coming in overweight. Plus, he was not able to win the belt. So he ended up winning the fight, but he couldn't win the belt because he was overweight. Now, since all of this happened, Ryan Garcia tested positive for a banned performance enhancing substance. So because of this, Devin Haney's lawyer has written a letter to the New York State Athletic Commission asking for them to disqualify Ryan Garcia. The lawyer, Pat English, he's already, brought mention of another situation a few years back, actually 2016, where two fighters fought to a draw, but it came out that one of the fighters had used the exact same substance. It's called Osterine. And they decided that they would disqualify the fighter who was on Osterine and give the win to the other fighter. So what effect would this have? If they were to reverse this, Ryan Garcia would take the L. It would be a second L in a row because he famously took an L last year fighting Tank Davis, and Devin Haney would still be undefeated. So, it's a lot going there. There was an 8-page letter written by Pat English to the commission. Garcia's attorney is getting into the mix, and he told ESPN that Haney's camp is just making excuses. He said, quote, "Team Haney is thirsty for a W. They can't let go of the fact that they, as a team, underperformed and underestimated Ryan Garcia. They want something to blame, so they are attempting to cast the blame for the loss on Ryan's weight, which they agreed to and accepted a large money payment, and now the A-sample VADA finding, which is nothing more than a supplement contamination issue. The reality for the Haney camp is that the loss on April 20th was simply due to Ryan Garcia proving that he was and is the superior fighter, period." So there is a B sample that they're testing, and the results are due back by next week on Wednesday. So we may have an update to this story when we come back live next Thursday as well. But it's obvious that Ryan Garcia was the better fighter on that night. Whether the power of the enhancement is, something that allowed for him to get the win with the 3 knockdowns, maybe. because before this fight, Devin Haney had never been knocked down, and he was knocked down 3 times. So, I mean, there could be something to that. But if you didn't see the fight, we got a little footage. You got rocked. Yeah, I mean, you rocked him. He looked like he was out right here. I'm not gonna lie. That boy got heart though.
As frequently as it needs to happen. Oh, he's got it locked again, and down for a second time. It's Devin Haney.
Caught him.
Will the third time be the charm?
Yeah, man. If I got beat down like that, I probably would want to try to figure out a way to get my win back without jumping back in the ring with that boy. But I mean, it's pretty clear that Ryan Garcia came with it that night. He won the fight. But if he was on a substance, he may end up taking that L. We'll see. We'll keep watching that. So let's see. So the New York Strangler. I know the story was going somewhat viral as well. And I'm going to show the video and then explain what happened. So there is a little commentary from the person who recorded the video, but I'll fully explain what's going on in the video as well.
Footage Thursday, nearly a week after a sheriff's deputy shot and killed 23-year-old.
Oh, tripping.
What? Touch.
So,
Tiene pantalones blancos. He don't got no hat on, right? Está arrastrándola. Dragging her down the block. Carajo, será este cabrón, uy. Looking down and looking up. He making sure she's knocked out, you heard? And she had just passed out. La mujer is passed out, you know that, right?
Yeah, she passed out.
She just passed out, yeah. Puerco. He's looking at the car in the front.
So, as you can see, the gentleman took a belt, used it like almost like a noose, put it around the lady's neck, and used it to strangle her. So the man who you see on the picture and saw in the video, his name is Kashawn Parks. So this happened in the Bronx in New York, and essentially nobody came to help her. This guy's recording it. He didn't help. He's kind of a sucker for that. But this guy's mom turned him in. So crazy story. The wife, Kashawn Parks' wife, told Kashawn Parks' mom that he raped a lady, and his mom convinced him to surrender. She said, "I had my son go be accountable for his actions, no matter that he was drunk, that he was on drugs, that he was grieving. He did something wrong, and he has to deal with it, period." So apparently he found out about a month earlier that his dad died in Belize, and he's been wilding out ever since. Luckily, the victim is recovering. Obviously, this is a lifelong traumatic type of thing. They said it was a senior citizen that he did this to. Obviously, they're protecting the identity of the victim, as they should. But I don't know. I don't even have words for it, but I'm sure that they're going to throw the book at him. I mean, the charges are rape, strangulation, assault, sexual abuse, public lewdness, and harassment. The things that you saw, I mean, these are just not the types of things you expect to see happen in public. Somebody with a noose grabbing her, taking her behind the car, you know, and doing whatever he did to her. Absolutely horrific. Luckily, the seems like the lady will get some type of justice for what happened. He turned himself in, and man, hopefully this does not happen to anybody again anytime soon. But um, so many people's parents also would try to, you know, protect them or do whatever. So at the end of the day, she wants him to be accountable, whether she, you know, pays for him to get a lawyer or whatever. She's like, nah, you got to turn yourself in, fam. So I'm not really mad at her for that at all. But um, definitely hate to see that though, for sure. So had you heard about this story? Drop it in the chat. Let me know if you heard about it, because it was on social media quite a bit, where people were posting the video, posting the screenshots. I'm just curious if y'all heard about this. You know. So now, talking about money, man. So if you don't know who this is, like I don't know, this is a Philadelphia rapper named OT7 Kwani, and he posted. I'll get a little closer so you can see it. But he said, "This ain't even half of it. You ends keep my name out y'all mouth unless y'all telling them I'm a self-made millionaire and I didn't sign my life away. I have ownership, OT7 Records LLC." And then he signed it, youngest turned. And it shows a balance of 1.3 million in a bank account. And last time I checked, the bank is only going to insure you up to $250,000 if something happens. So you can have 1.3 in, but if something happens, they're not going to protect your money. You know, you're going to lose over $1 million by keeping your money in the bank like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm banking wrong, but it seems like he is. And if you're doing the same thing, holla at a financial advisor, your banker. If you got that much money, you should have a personal banker, and you know, get your account set up properly. All right. Yeah, man. So we already are here at What the Florida, because we're doing an abbreviated thing. We're going to be back on Saturday with Ali, and we're going to talk about some of the other stories that we aren't getting to today. But actually, we're not here yet. I don't know what happened, but that's just a teaser. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about. We talked about it last week. So we had a story about the airman Roger Fortson, who was shot when the police came to his home. He was not the person who they were looking for, but they got a call about a disturbance. He was on the phone with his girlfriend on FaceTime. When he came to the door, it was reported he had a gun in his hand, and the police shot him 6 times, killing him in Okaloosa County, Florida. And that was actually What the Florida story last week. But now we have the body cam footage. So I will give a trigger warning. It is blurred out. You can't really see anything, but I will still give the trigger warning. And we're going to go ahead and show what happened.
Body camera video shows a neighbor who did not call 911 discussing which apartment with the deputy.
He's saying that it happens frequently.
Okay.
But this time it sounded like it was getting out of hand.
Okay, which door?
So I'm not sure. 2 weeks ago, I was walking by their apartment, basically, on this side, and I was hearing someone yell, like, shut the up, like, you stupid B-word and all this other stuff, and I heard a slap, like, right after it, but I wasn't sure where it came from.
Okay.
And I couldn't call, like, I didn't want to call the police because, you know.
Which room is it?
1401.
The deputy then goes to the apartment and knocks. Crum said earlier Fortson was on a FaceTime call with his girlfriend. Crum questioned whether the officer blocked the peephole so Fortson couldn't see. Body camera footage shows him stepping out of view of the door. He then knocks again, announcing himself, and steps back into the hallway. He knocks a 3rd time. That's when Fortson opens the door. His hand appears to be raised in a stop motion and is almost immediately shot. Crum said.
So if you look closely, you can see that the gentleman has a gun pointed at him by the police, and he did approach the door with a gun in his hand pointed down. All right. So no one ever contested whether or not Airman Fortson had a gun. But based on what we see here, the officer, the door opens, the officer has a gun pointed, and he proceeds to shoot very quickly. So just back it up so we can watch it in real time.
His hand appears to be raised in a stop motion and is almost immediately shot. Crump said Fortson had a legally owned gun on him, but it wasn't drawn when he opened the door. Fortson was shot 6 times. Dan Grossman, Scripps News.
So seeing that, what do y'all think? I mean, do you see this being self-defense as the sheriff claimed it was? From what I can tell, I say hell no. I think it's a crazy, crazy way for police to be able to come to somebody's house and to shoot them, when they are possessing a legally owned firearm, and the police may have not even acknowledged that they were the police when they came to the door. So, man, I hate to see that. I'm praying that they get justice for this family, praying that qualified immunity does not apply to this situation where police are able to get away with another murder of someone because they are the police. It's not right. But I'm curious to know what y'all think. Do y'all think that that Airman Fortson should have come to the door with no gun? Tell me what you think. All right. And then with that said, we are going to get to What the Florida. And it's involving a rental car scam. So this guy should have been getting ready for the prom or getting ready to go to college, but he was a businessman. And essentially what he was doing was setting up rentals online to allow for his neighbors' cars to be. So he was essentially setting it up so that his neighbors' cars would be rented, but he was collecting the money. So imagine if somebody came to your house to rent your car when you are not renting your car. So these are the people that live on this guy's street, and it was a very elaborate scheme on Facebook where it had gone on for months. Strangers would show up to the homes. People said that one lady said she had like 8 people at her door over a 3-week period to pick up a rental car. People said that they had their cars damaged because of people being upset that they were not going to be able to rent the cars. And basically, deputies said that the way that they were able to figure it out was by little pieces of evidence, putting it together. Where are the Zelle payments going? Where's the Google account coming from, the IP address? So eventually they were able to figure it out. This guy's 18 years old, using his intelligence for the wrong thing. Probably could have been a millionaire businessman by doing it the right way, but trying to do it the fast way. He was arrested. He's facing 13 charges and a $50,000 bond. So we'll see. What the Florida, though, man? What the Florida? But make sure that you let us know. So we got an abbreviated show again this week, but make sure you let us know what stories you want to hear about. This weekend, we're coming back talking Diddy. We're talking DJ Academics, who was charged with a rape. We're talking about other scams. We're talking about Young Thug. We got some updates with Young Thug. They're actually in trial right now, and we're going to be talking about that as well. And we just want to talk about what you want to hear about. So let us know. Drop us DMs, drop us comments below, and let us know what you want to hear. And I appreciate you for rocking with us, as always. So I'll let us on the next go round. Love you.